communication of card fraudulence.
Okay, let's see if we can, if you wanna hand that to the court reporter, we'll mark it as petitioners.
Could I see what she's
One.
doing?
Yeah, we'll mark it and then I'll get it over to you, Ms. Marquand. And we'll let her mark it and then you can give it to Ms. Marquand, okay?
Okay.
Petitioners 1. Mark it as petitioners 1.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. You already did that.
Yes, ma'am.
You're fast.
Judge, I believe that you do have copies of this as well. This is also part of the harassment claims that I have against my spouse. And is it okay if I present that as well?
Yes. Yeah, we'll get the ruling on this one and then we can
Oh,
go to that
okay.
next, okay?
Your Honor, I would object to this on relevance. This has nothing to do with an EPO.
Thank you. Any response to that? That doesn't really have to do with this case at all.
Well, if it has nothing to do with the case, I think it's something concerning,
Okay.
because it's, illegal communication that can affect the children's well-being.
Okay, I'm gonna allow it I'll allow it over the objection. You wanna mark that as petitioners 2, what you have next?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the petitioners 1 will be admitted. We'll get you the copy of that.
Okay.
Your Honor, I also have evidence of the claim about me stating demons that my spouse has. It was like a general conversation, and that my spouse had also admitted him having to deal with demons himself.
Okay, well, we'll get that next.
Okay.
Any objection to petitioners 2 will be admitted, thank you. All right, and let's mark the next one, the conversation with regards to the demons.
No objection, Your Honor.
Thank you. I'll show that petitioner 3 will be admitted.
I need longer arms.
I know, we got a lot up there. All right, anything else that you wish to present, Ms.
I
Ross?
do, yes, and also I have evidence that I have taken voluntary drug screens at the doctor's office, my primary care physician, showing that I am clean, because those are also allegations about me now in regards to my parental rights with the kids. So if you allow, would I be able to present the clean screens that I've taken?
Have you seen those?
I haven't, Your Honor, but again, I would object to relevance. That doesn't have anything to do with an EPO.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that that may be relevant in terms of placement of the kids ultimately.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, Your Honor, the rest of the evidence that I do have, again, is on body cam footage. That is the main presentable evidence that I do have. I also have recordings from my witness. She was in fear for her life to come to court due to her stating harassment from my
Objection, Your
spouse.
Honor. It sounds like she's about to offer hearsay.
Sustained. She won't
Okay.
be able to tell me what she thinks. I mean, she's either gonna be able to testify or she's not, and it appears that you're telling me that she's not.
Okay. So I can't use the recording that she made on the phone?
So, the law would allow Mr. Hodge to be able to cross-examine any witness, with regard to the statements that they're making in support or in response to this petition. And so she would need to be here physically to do that.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else that you'd like to present though?
I think that's about it. Just get that body cam footage taken care of for a judge.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna turn it over to Ms. Marquand. She may have questions for you based on what you testified about. Ms.
Okay.
Marquand?
Ms. Hodge, what address did you serve Mr. Hodge, for the divorce and the EPOs?
I believe the EPOs were at 22 Village Drive. The divorce, I thought I did it at 22 Village Drive, but it may have went to 1850. I may have done it at 1853 or 1815 South 23rd Street.
Actually, on both, you served him at his grandmother's, but the two of you have been living together the whole time, isn't that correct?
Yes.
So you knew he wasn't gonna get service of these when you filed them, didn't you?
I did know.
Why would you do that?
Because he was going over to his grandmother's house at the time, and I wasn't sure if when he would be back. And I knew me, using her address, he would definitely receive the paperwork.
You haven't made any allegations of physical harm from my client, is that accurate? Your EPO is based on, I think you said harassment and stalking, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay, and I guess I'm not clear on the stalking. Was there an incident of stalking?
There was stalking. That was part of the harassment claim as far as the stalking goes.
Okay. I don't think I have anything else, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, anything you want to say in follow-up to those questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, did you have additional witnesses today that you wanted to present?
No, ma'am.
I'll turn it over to you, Ms. Marquand. You may present any argument or evidence that you wish.
Your Honor, I would like the court to keep this open so that Ms. Hodge can offer a disc of the recordings that she's shown me. Other than that, I would, once the court views those, I would ask that the EPOs be denied. She has not met her burden for an emergency protection order. There's been no allegations of physicality, no abuse of any type. What she's described here to the court is the reason that a divorce is filed, the end of a marriage. There's no reason that the two of them need to spend any time together once the provisional order is issued. So there shouldn't be any problems, not that there have been any to this point. These are two people that don't need to be married anymore, but that doesn't rise to the level of an emergency protective order under the law. So I would ask the court to dismiss those claims. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Marquand. Anything that you'd like to say in response to that?
Yes, ma'am. As far as emotional and mental abuse goes, it's a very serious thing. I also, know that physical abuse is as well, but when it comes to emotional instability and also mental instability, I believe that is a very serious concern, and it does have its effect on the household in regards to my spouse. I believe that too should be included, and the effect that it has on the children.
Thank you, Ms. Hodge. All right, I'm gonna find that the evidence has commenced today. We haven't concluded it until we get to see the rest of the video as far as the protection order. So So I'll take it under advisement until then, but what I would like to do is a couple of things on the divorce case. So we can continue that moving forward, even though there is a bit of a delay in closing out the protection order case. I'd like to know if there's any disagreement that we would impose an order that would say that neither party would be able to harass or disturb the peace of or commit any, I'm forgetting the language, committed any disturbance of the peace. That's the word I was looking for.
No unlawful contact.
No unlawful contact, yes. No unlawful contact. So that way I could go ahead and impose that order today, and it would go both ways. It's going to attach to your divorce case. It's not going to be part of the protection order case. It doesn't do or have the same end result. So you're not able to be arrested. If there is something, it would be brought back before this court, and the court would determine whether or not someone should be held in contempt for violating the order, and then what to do about that contempt as punishment if we got that far. So that's kind of how that would result versus the protection order, which says you could be arrested, your liberty's taken away, that sort of thing, which we're not quite there yet, and that burden's different, okay? But I think that if there are no objections, the court could today issue an order that said that there wouldn't be unlawful contact and your peace couldn't be disturbed and you couldn't be picked or poked or prodded at one another while this divorce is pending. Are you comfortable with that being
We have no
issued
objection
today?
to that, Your Honor.
Okay. And you don't have an objection, I'm assuming, because those are the things that you complained about. Correct?
I do have an objection,
What
because
is
I'm
that?
not comfortable around my spouse being in the home due to what I know has been taking place.
Well, we'll get to that. I'll get to that part. But I'm just talking about the order being issued. You want to still have lawful contact with him?
Well, we're in the same household.
Yes, but I'm talking about, do you still want to have lawful contact with him?
No.
Okay, and I'm gonna enter the order, which will prohibit that.
Okay.
All right. It will prohibit the unlawful contact and the things that you've described today. As far as the children, I would like to have a guardian ad litem appointed. Now, I don't know what your incomes are, but it sounds like if you're living with one parent not working, with 3 children that you're raising, and one parent receiving disability for the entire course of the household, I'd like to offer the ADR fund as an option for you to be able to obtain 6 hours through one of the guardian ad litems who have agreed to work under the fund. They limit what they are charged, but they can go through and look into some of these other areas of concerns that the evidence has raised today and that you have talked about in your testimony today. And it's sort of an investigative arm of the court to do things that the court isn't able to do outside the courtroom and gather that information. I'm suggesting guardian ad litem Dana Everly Pay if there aren't any objections to her.
No objection, Your Honor. I think that would be very helpful.
Okay, I think so too. So I'd like to include that as part of the provisional order. I'm gonna, of course, this will be something that she will start on as soon as I can notify her of this. You all just cooperate with the guardian ad litem, provide the paperwork, set your time aside, set your kids' time aside, and anything that she's requesting. You are as helpful to her so that we can get that done. And I'd like to get it done within the next 60 days. So then that way we can go ahead and get a result to your divorce as soon as we can, so you're not left in limbo any longer than necessary. So that's going to be the order I enter there. If she sees fit to request that any of these pending orders would change, then I will look at that. If you all want to pursue that, if one of you wants to pursue that request based on what I do today, okay? But I'm going to grant the temporary joint legal custody so both of you will have the ability to make decisions just like you have been about your kids. I'm inclined to leave the home, since it's being paid for and there's such limited income, and you all aren't able to share, I'm inclined to leave the home with dad, and he can maintain the children until, with a liberal parenting time. So I'd like for you all to, I don't know what kind of care situation has been going on right now, if you all are working at getting the kids to school or getting them to their activities that they're involved in. But I'd like for you to resolve today a parenting plan that will be liberal and allow the kids to have access to both parents through the pendency of this. I haven't heard anything today that tells me that would need to change. The guardian ad litem may have a different recommendation, and if that comes up, then I will, like I said, take that up when it's brought to me by either one of you, okay? And I'll give you the time and the space here to work on that plan while you're all together today, okay? So I don't want to do guideline minimums and none of that. You guys have been active as parents, and your kids need you to continue to be active as parents while we get this divorce completed. So you'll pay the bills on the house just like you have been. No changes there, Mr. Hodge. And maintain whatever the medical insurance is. And I guess if it's Medicaid, then that's what they'll stay. Nothing changes on that. They'll stay with that. And you'll have that exclusive temporary possession. So you'll need to vacate. I don't know if you can get that done within, like by the weekend, if you can get the things that you need. It's temporary, but
What were you saying?
you will need
Oh,
that.
I have to vacate?
Yes, because he's gonna keep the house and pay for the house.
Is that because he's paying for it? I mean, I do have a business and I
So
do
tell
make
me-
income.
Yes, so tell me when you can, how much time do you need?
Possibly till the weekend, maybe.
Okay.
Can you do maybe till this Sunday?
I can do, I could do the end of the month. That'll give you some time to find where you need to go. Okay, and then if you needed an extension beyond that, because it was difficult to be able to get that done in that time frame, you can request that.
Your Honor, can I make mention of something before we proceed? I mean, am I allowed to?
So I've taken everything. These are temporary orders, okay? They're temporary, but you are gonna separate at this point, okay? It's just at that point. So I'm not gonna take more evidence in. I just wanna make sure you understand the court's order, okay? That way, you'll be able to get clothing and things that you need to do your work and to do the things that you need to for the living situation. And in your plan that you work out, you'll be able to work at parenting and how that's gonna happen, okay? I think those are all the things, other than no selling of anything, no transferring anything that you have ownership of. That will be something that you're not gonna be able to do until this thing is final, okay? All right. So without going back over and rehashing more things, do you understand the order? Any questions about it?
I do have a question.
You can ask.
With him being hearing impaired and me being the main caregiver of the children, how would he be able to maintain getting them up for school, making sure that they get there on time every single day?
How do you do that now?
Because I'm the main one that does it.
I mean, normally I do take him to the bus stop every morning.
That's not what she's asking.
I can maintain being able to get up on time.
How? She asked how. Just answer the question. How?
Well, I keep my phone on vibrate up under my pillow, so it vibrates and makes him wake me up. And then, I mean, my boys are very deficient as well. They have their own cell phones that wake them up. So I would be able, we communicate in the household, so I will be able to get them up and ready for school in the morning. And I'm always the one meeting them on the bus stop when they get out from school, so I'm always there.
Any other questions?
Yes, I also wanna know, how's he gonna be able to maintain, their cleanliness? Because again, I'm the main caregiver, I'm literally,
Have you,
I signed them up for school, I have, well, I know you said you wouldn't take the evidence, but I have proof that I'm the main caregiver with the children.
are you able to, give them baths and help make sure that that happens?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you done that in the past?
Yeah, I've given them baths. The only thing I haven't done is, done my daughter's hair, but I mean, I have grandparents, a mother who can do her.
You can learn how to do her hair.
Yes, as well, so. that's
Okay,
fine.
any other questions?
I do, would I also be able to maintain contact with my children
Yes, and
without,
that's
negative influence from this,
and that's why I set that original order that I talked about, that, so we won't, and we'll include a paragraph in there about no, disparaging comments or negative influences from other third parties. I mean, it's important that if you're gonna get through the transition successfully for your kids' sake, that you keep both parties, keep that quieted. So if it's coming from your people, you stop it. If it's coming from your people, then you stop it,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? It's not for her to stop, it's for you to stop,
Yes,
and vice versa. Okay, any other questions?
yes, now how long is this temporary supposed to, take place?
I'm gonna set a hearing today, for the final, so that we can address this, but I'm hoping that the guardian ad litem will be able to allow you all to then figure out what terms that are really gonna work best, okay? If this is not the best scenario, then what is the best scenario? Okay. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Okay.
You need information, pick your daughter from where? Okay, we can get that in. We're good
Thank
now.
you. All right, so I've got January the 29th at 1:30 for your final hearing.
That works for me, Oh, wait, I'm sorry, that's a Thursday, I can't do
Oh,
a Thursday.
Thursday's no
Sorry,
good, that's right, I
sorry.
knew that about your schedule.
That's why it was clear.
I didn't check that when I looked at that date. Let me see, I know I have other dates though.
January 13th, that's on my calendar.
Could you do January 13th at, oh no, that's pro se divorces. Let's see here, I have to go into February. Mhm. Let's see what February what did we have, it's February the 9th. You gave me that date earlier.
Your Honor, I have a concern.
Why did you do that?
Me?
February the 9th. Can you
That
do
works for
February the
me.
9th? That's a Monday at 1:30. Okay, we'll do February the 9th at 1:30. Yes, ma'am.
I have a concern in regards to the children and their safety in regards to my spouse and his family members due to what has taken place. I've also filed an EPO against the grandmother as well. I'm not sure if you have received it. Well, I actually have the letter, but I have filed an EPO against her as well due to the violent acts that has taken place.
Yeah, and I think the order that I put in place in here will take care of addressing that, and then I can hear the protection order once it's scheduled. It looks like it probably hasn't been scheduled yet.
Cause
Okay.
that's where the children will mostly be, cause I know my spouse usually leaves the kids with his grandmother and his mother to take care of.
Okay. Okay, and well, and I can take that up with, whenever we get the protection order on that. Okay, so, I'd like to include, those components into the order. I'd like to give you an opportunity to kind of hash out the schedule, of what your parenting would look like and how you're gonna share those responsibilities, cause I would like a very liberal shared, parenting, so, you can walk through that, and, then if you don't mind submitting that order to me, Ms. Marquand, I'd appreciate it.
Do you want an order with everything from today, or just the parenting time?
Just everything from today,
Okay.
including the parenting.
Okay,
And then I'll deal with the protection order separately,
okay.
once I, get the disc. All right, anything else before we adjourn? Okay, you can use my adjournment.
Thank you.
Thank you, we're adjourned.